In today's video, I'm gonna give you 6 EPK hacks that's gonna instantly give you more press. Not only press, you're gonna get more playlist placement, bookings, sales, brand endorsement, attention from record labels, I mean, you name it. Each one of my hacks will individually help you, but if you do them all, you will start seeing a higher conversion on your EPK. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Smart-Bakken and I help musicians grow their audience and business online. If you want weekly help with music marketing, go ahead and hit subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to get notified whenever I share a new lesson. I launch one video per week. Today's intro music is brought to you by my good friend Ruff Diamond. It's his song Disco Trippin'. I'm gonna link to his Spotify in the caption. Go check him out. If you want your song to be featured in my intro, all you have to do is share yourself watching this video and tag me on Instagram. Or subscribe here on YouTube and comment on this video. Every week, I will feature one upcoming musician. All right, let's get started. Your EPK is your resume, your CV. It is what you use when you interact with industry people and organizations. If you've ever been in contact with a record label, the chances are high that they've asked for your EPK. Similar, if you've tried to get press outlets to write about you and your music, journalists and news outlets will always ask for your EPK. It's a single page that describes you as a musician and the work that you've done throughout your musical career. It should not contain the same information as your website. An EPK needs to be used for industry purposes, while your website is for your fans and just the general public. Once you have your EPK completed and ready to go, you can start using it a lot more than just sending it to journalists and labels. For example, if you're doing sales with companies or trying to collaborate with someone in the industry, you should send them a personal email that is then linking to your EPK. When the world is back to normal and musicians are performing live again and you start booking gigs, you need to also send the promoters your EPK, which also includes a venue setup and equipment requirements for your live gigs. So as you can see, an EPK can have several purposes, and sometimes you may even want to create a separate EPK for press, bookings, and sales. You may even want to create an EPK for yourself as an artist, but also a specific EPK that focuses on a specific single or a song. All right, but let's not complicate it too much and start by creating a general EPK for you as an artist that can be used for all purposes. It's actually pretty simple if you know how to optimize it properly. This is why I want to give you 6 easy hacks to get your EPK to a premium standard. Hack number 1, have a landing page or a website. An EPK is used when you're doing outreach. Most likely, you're sending your EPK privately to someone with a personal note. Far too many times, I see musicians that have folders full of documents when it comes to their EPK. They don't have just a single page they can send out. Only folders and documents they can send over through a shared Google Drive or Dropbox link. Okay, so let me break something down for you. When you're sending out your EPK, you're basically selling yourself to prospective journalists, bookers, artists, collaborators. Why should this news outlet write about you? Why should this venue book you? And why should someone work with you? If you send someone to a Google Drive folder full of documents and subfolders, I guarantee that unless you have already built a rapport and have interest from the other person, there's a high chance that they will not bother looking through the folders. You actually have to really invest time and effort into organizing your content. I mean, music in one folder, press photos in another, and bios in a third. The breakdown of folders and subfolders I receive from musicians is usually well thought out. However, we are getting more and more used to receiving the info that we want without spending too much time finding it. If a news outlet wants to write about you and they need to go through 10 different folders in order to find the relevant information, you've most likely lost them in folder number 3. So this is not to say that you do not need a folder structure where you can put your digital assets like your music, press photos, bios, music videos, performance videos. However, you need a single page document online where you can present all of this work in one place. They need to be able to play your music directly from a player and watch your music videos and have your bio and all of the information you need to sell yourself in one place. Many musicians are alternatively using a one-page PDF files with hyperlinks. But once again, you can't really embed videos and music into a PDF file, and you have to either link out to web players and into a folder full of music for them to get a preview of your music. It's best to have your musical resume all in one page. If you have a website already, I recommend creating a not linked page. This basically means you do not want to link this page to the rest of your site. These pages are called landing pages. The pages that live by themselves and have one purpose. I also recommend removing the menu from this page, just so they can focus on the EPK with no distractions or links to anything else. You can then link to your website from your EPK to make it a part of your EPK. You can easily then create a page on your own URL. And most website builders have integrations, so you can embed a SoundCloud player or use an internal player from the web builder. They also always have a way to embed videos and make your EPK very visually appealing. The most important thing to show on your EPK is, of course, your music. So do this by either using an internal media player or a SoundCloud widget. These are the best bet, as you can then upload unreleased songs. If you embed a Spotify widget, the songs have already been released. A lot of the times you will pitch to playlist editors, press radio channels before your song is out. You should also link to your folder from your EPK landing page. Let's say they want more press photos or videos or access to your longer bio or a different press release. Create some hyperlinks on the landing page that takes them directly to each folder. By having an EPK landing page, you will increase your conversion on your outreach as you make it easier for the person you're pitching your brand to and your music to access what they need from you in order to make a decision. If you have a website already, you're already paying for hosting and domain, so you can easily get a page up. However, if you don't have a website, you can use a tool like BandZoogle or SonicBids to create an EPK landing page. These builders already have EPK templates that you can replace with your own content. You can get your EPK online within minutes if you already have the content ready. However, you have to pay for these services, as it's essentially a website builder that will host and give you a domain. Are you struggling with your EPK and you need some help? If you want me to personally help you, join me inside the Smart Launch Club. I'm gonna link to more information in the caption. Check it out. Inside the club, I will personally help you get your EPK up, and I will review it and give you feedback so you can make it even better. Next hack is to optimize your bio. Your bio in your EPK is extremely important. Not only is it your pitch, but you're also actually creating your narrative here. When a news outlet is going to write about you, how will they describe you as an artist? And how will they describe your music? By writing your bio, you can take control over this narrative. The bio on your EPK is your industry bio. And if you're using a landing page, you can only fit a short version of your bio. So you should have a longer bio they can access in a folder. But the short one needs to be to the point and well thought through. If you're struggling with your bio, I really recommend getting some help here, as they are very important when you're pitching you as an artist. Your artist bio should include what kind of musician you are, what genre you're playing, career highlights, influences. The description of yourself as an artist and your music will most likely be used in your press. So take control over the narrative here in your bio. Also, give some hooks so they can place you right away. This can be with, for example, what genre you play and what influences you have. This makes it easier for a person that is reading to place you. The bio should also give the journalist something to write about, and it should give the venue a reason to book you. It's your elevator pitch in just a few sentences. This is not the same bio that you would use and have on your website, as that is for your fans. You would make your fan bio way more personal than an industry bio. You want a fan to connect with you personally, while you want a sale to happen with an industry bio. You understand the difference here, right? You should at least have 2 different bios in your EPK. One short and one long. If they want to write about you, then give them more access to more information about you so you can control more of the narrative. Hack number 3. Have professional press photos. Far too often, I see musicians are using iPhone photos in their EPK. If there's something that you need to do at the beginning of your career, and also every once in a while during your career, it's to invest in a proper photographer to do a proper photo shoot. You should also get a professional photographer to take some photos of you when you're performing, as this can show right away how you look on a stage and how you interact with your audience while playing your music. During live shows, you're in your element, and it's usually good to include some of these in your EPK as well, especially if you use your EPK to get bookings. You don't have to show more than 3 to 4 photos on your EPK landing page, but you need to link to a folder with more photos. In the folder, you need a variety of both horizontal and vertical images, as print magazines can only use vertical images with lots of space around the edges for their covers, while horizontal images work better for their half-page image headers. You should also have a high-resolution version of each image, saved in a folder, of course, for print. This should be 300 dpi and around 3200 pixels across the longest edge. You also need low resolution version of each image for web. Here it's 72 dpi and around 800 pixels across the longest edge. Pick the best 3 photos for your landing page. 2 press photos and maybe 1 performance. Your press photos should also bring out your brand and what you're all about. Think outfits, colors, effects that you can include here that will help present your brand. Hack number 4. Share your audience and social stats. So numbers speaks louder than words. If you have an understanding of your audience and have stats about this, you need to share them. It could be as simple as a breakdown of how big your audience is on each channel. You can also perhaps add a visual maps over where in the world you're bigger than others. So let's say you have a big following in Brazil and you're located in Europe. You should then pitch to news outlets in Brazil, showing them that you're hot in this area and that they should write about you. You should also share some demographics that you know about your audience, the age, gender. Also perhaps some interest areas if you have some statistics on this. You can use SoundCharts or ChartMetric to get some nice visuals that you can insert into your EPK. By showing your audience and social stats, you're making it easier for press or playlist curators or radios to place you. You're sharing your demographics, your audience. You can also include some deeper stats like follower growth and engagement rate on different channels. Follower growth is how much your fan base is growing week by week. And the engagement rate is how engaged your followers are in the content that you share on the platform. If you're showing a high follower growth and engagement rate, you're showing growth in your digital channels and that your fan base is strong. Next hack is share your achievements and career highlights. So this is why it's called your musical resume, right? You need to briefly list your achievements and your career highlights. I mean, do you have any award nominations, any notable performances, sold out shows, appearances, famous venues that you played at, large brands that supported you, or if you've had notable collaborations or worked with some notable people. Each one of these highlights is basically a news story in themselves. Next hack is share other press clippings. If other people have written about you, you need to show this. So this can easily be done by just selecting a quote from the article and then showing the quote on the EPK landing page with a link to the news article. So you can do this with several news articles and press clippings that you have received. If you've had appearance on TV and radio, you should include this as well. Hey, even if someone influential has said something about your music, list that also. If you can show that other people have written about you and that you're newsworthy, it will be easier to convince them to write about you as well. All right, so there's 6 hacks to create a high converting EPK. One that will give you more sales and nail those venue bookings and give you the press that you need. If you want help with your EPK from me personally, then join me inside the Smart Launch Club now and we can get started. So that's it for today, guys. If you haven't already, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. See you next week.